These two things, voice and visibility, are two things I am incredibly passionate about, and I have been empowering people, I feel like since I was 5 years old, to show up fully. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the show, to my channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And you may have noticed that we have officially rebranded to Let's Get Weird with me, your host, Sam Altieri, and I am just so fucking stoked you're here. We are going to have so much fun today, and I'm really going to be setting the tone for what we're going to talk about today, the direction, the vibe, and share a little bit about why I took a 9-month almost hiatus from podcasting, even though it is like my love language and it's where my soul comes alive. And I love connecting with you and creating videos and creating content. Sometimes your girl gonna need to take a break. So I want to give you a warm welcome wherever you are from. If you are a new listener, if you are an OG listener, I'm so stoked you're here. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please just say hi in the comments. I am recording this first episode and this first video from my new home in Colorado. And, I actually recorded a bunch of episodes that I decided to scrap because I wanted the energy to be up here. I'm at around 8,000 feet elevation, and there is something so magical about being in the mountains and being able to speak and channel and just be able to see this view and be able to create videos and create content to help you raise your frequency, to work on ascension, to shed whatever is no longer in your highest timeline, to show up unapologetically, to just live your most fucking unfiltered, unapologetic life. And so before we dive into the juice of today, I want to share a little bit about the name of the show. I've renamed this show like 4 or 5 times since I started my podcast back in 2018. It was first called Balance with Sam, which is actually the name of my S Corp. And, I love it. It's so wholesome. It's where I started. It's the kind of humble beginnings, but it did evolve over time. It became, the next name was, Be Real with Sam. And then it changed to the Sam Altieri Show. And now we're back, and this name, Let's Get Weird, feels like the culmination of everything that I am here to teach and own and just talk about, because I think that growing up, I felt so weird. I also didn't know anything about the witchy side of me, So once I really owned that and I started to come out of the spiritual closet and I started to just talk about all the things, aliens, not giving a fuck what people think, following your own unique path, doing things even if people judge you, really just staying true to you. I've realized that we're all weird. The people that think they're not weird are actually quite weird, but you know what I'm saying? Being weird and owning your weird is the fucking juice. So that's why I renamed the show Let's Get Weird. And I'm really excited to spread this mission worldwide and to really help you and everyone that you share the show with and everyone that follows my channel and finds me and all of the things. It's really about just owning who you are and showing up fully in that, not trying to be somebody else, not trying to imitate somebody else's blueprint, but honestly just owning who the fuck you are and stop looking outside of yourself for the answers, trusting yourself again, tuning into your own inner authority. I think that this message is coming through so strongly because I've gone through such a large period of outsourcing my power and trusting other people more than myself and looking outside of myself for the answers because I didn't know that I had the power within me. I didn't even know what that meant. And so we are going to be talking about all things intuition, trusting yourself, using your voice, speaking up, raising your standards, creating a life, a relationships, friendships, and a business and a brand that really does just feel like you and that feeling of home. And it is, like I said, part of the reason why I wanted to record this first episode in my new home, because never in my life have I felt more at home in this home. But also never in my life have I felt more at home within myself. And that has taken many years to get to. It has taken so long for me to get to a place where I feel like I can show up fully expressed, unapologetically, without fear, without hiding, without any of this stuff. And I really want to basically teach you how I've done that so that you can live your most authentic and expressed and, just the youest you life that you could ever live, and really go into all of the crazy conversations around the inner work and personal growth and manifestation and money and holding more and being seen and being heard and all of that. Because for so long, I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel understood. I felt like the black sheep. I don't know. I didn't know where my people were. So my intention with these videos and with my podcast is that you can find and own your weird here. And it's totally cool. And there's no judgment. It is a safe space. It's only really about celebrating the weird intricacies and coming out of whatever closet you've been in, and just really fucking owning it and not being afraid and not hiding and not dimming yourself, not diluting yourself, and really showing up fully expressed. So yeah, that's the reason for the name. Let's get weird. I will be doing some guest episodes with some people that I absolutely love and adore, friends, but also anyone that I find really fucking interesting. I feel like when you are a very successful person, there is a level of weird that you have to cultivate and lean into, because I do believe that success leaves clues, but one of the biggest clues that success leaves is that you have to do it in your unique way. And so I will be bringing on trailblazers and disruptors and innovators, athletes, leaders, entrepreneurs, visionaries, anyone who's really doing something in a very unique way. I'm very fascinated about the creative process, and I want to really ask these people questions and learn more and share those conversations with you. So we are going to be getting fucking weird. Okay. And, if you've been listening to the show, if you've been in my world for a while, I love to twerk. I love to dance. So that's going to be part of, the direction that we go. We're going to talk about the body. We're going to talk about the voice, all of that. But yeah, this new direction is really just around owning who you are, what you want unapologetically, and pursuing it and not comparing, looking outside of yourself, outsourcing your power. It's really about doing it in your unique way and trusting your own inner authority. I just want to jump to the camera because I'm like, this is my message. And for those of you that are already entrepreneurs, I truly do believe that your business and your brand can only expand and grow to the degree that you do. And so, I've done the business coaching. I've worked with plenty of entrepreneurs. I've helped them make a lot of money, make a lot of impact, and that's amazing. But what I've recognized is the work that is the most fulfilling for me, and it's also the work that does end up creating the most impact, whether it's income impact, growth in people's relationships, life, or business, is always internal work. It is always trusting your inner authority, being able to take those actions that you've been wanting to take, but maybe you've been afraid to, or you feel the guilt around or shame around. It's really pursuing the thing. And, I'm a living testament to this. I've pivoted my business probably 7 times. I got my master's in architecture. Then I became a personal trainer and a graphic designer and a nutrition coach and a life coach and a business coach and a agency owner and a consultant and a speaker. I've continually evolved, and I do believe that is the way that life is supposed to be. And the suffering is found when we attach to old identities that no longer serve us anymore or that no longer light us up. And I've been there, and I'm going to be sharing some really juicy and vulnerable stories as we move into this next season of the show. And I'm also going to be asking the guests that I do invite onto the show to share their vulnerable moments, because I'm not really a fan of the highlight reel. I love highlights, but I want to get real with people. So that will be part of the experience of the show, my own personal stories, my own damn, I fucking had to learn that the hard way. But also other successful people's stories around that, because part of just owning it is owning that you're not a perfect person, and that's okay. We don't have to pretend to be perfect in order to be worthy, lovable, or successful. So that being said, I feel like it has been so long. The last episode 300 on the show, was about me starting a podcast and PR agency, called Voice and Visibility. These two things, voice and visibility, are two things I am incredibly passionate about and care so deeply about. And I have been empowering people, I feel like since I was 5 years old, to show up fully. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same. And my intention, like I said, is for the show to really help you do that more and more and more. But I want to let you know that even since that point, that was in September when I launched the agency, I have already made so many shifts to the way that I am doing business, running business, and structuring business. And I will be sharing that in a future episode because I don't think that is talked about enough. I think that we need more permission from people, and I will be giving that to you, of starting things and realizing you don't want to do it, or you don't want to do it in that way. And I very quickly realized that. I'm still doing it, but it's slightly shifted. And I will share the why, the how, all of that with you, because I think we all need more permission slips to pivot and to shift when things are not working and it feels like you're ramming your head into a brick wall, or you're ripping your hair out, or you're stressed out all the time. That is not the way to live your life. We have one life, at least in this lifetime. And I truly believe that if the process is not as enjoyable as the outcome, then either you need to change your mindset, which is very probable, and or you may need to change your process. And I've learned that I've had to change both, but for me, it was actually primarily the process. I had to change how I was living my day to day and how I was operating things on the day to day because it was not working for me anymore. So that's been a whole evolution and identity shift that has gone on over the past 9 months. I've had the absolute pleasure of helping so many people now launch and grow their podcasts. And I'm excited to talk more about that because podcasting and using your voice and building a brand around your voice will likely always be something that I'm really passionate about. We'll be creating some resources and tools and all of that. But throughout the last few months, 9 months, I feel like I have been in a gestation phase where I have had to let the old me really fall away. I've been in this like chrysalis phase where I could not really do much, which is so challenging for somebody who loves creating and doing. Maybe you can relate. And I had to take a step back. I had to really go inward. I had to see actually what felt expansive and alive and be honest with myself. Because I think that I went through a phase of lying to myself about a lot of things. And I didn't really realize it. I was lying to myself and gaslighting myself. And that doesn't feel good, obviously, but you don't even know you're doing it until you know you're doing it. And then when you realize you're doing it, you're like, I have to stop doing this. And so one of my personal missions this year has just been to become radically honest with myself and also you, my community, because it's the thing that I feel like bonds us the most. It's the thing that really does create a connection, especially virtually. In an ideal world, y'all would be hanging out together, but that's not practical. So I want to do my best to share the vulnerable side as well, which is hard for me. I think it's hard for anyone who creates and teaches, because we don't want to be perceived as weak, which is the wounded feminine energy, But I'm like, well, here we are, I don't want to hide anything. So I'm going to let it all out. And my goal is that it empowers you and liberates you and frees you to show up authentically and fully true to you in every part of your life. Because, it's really easy to be a coward. It's really easy to hide. It's really easy to not say the truth. And for me, one of the things that is just like the most important to me after going through a lot of shifts over the last few years with ending van life and being a nomad and then finding a home and anchoring and rooting here is that truth has a frequency. And when you are living in your truth, things are magnetic and aligned and come to you, and you attract so much more rather than when you are trying to prove or force anything. And so it has really been a season of surrendering and a invitation for me to come back home to myself even more, tune out the noise, ignore everyone basically, and only really consume anything that was guiding me back to myself. And that is my entire goal with this show. It is not to tell you what to do. It is truly to tell you how to come back to yourself. So that being said, I do want to share something because this is the first episode back. We're going to be doing a giveaway. Probably should have said this at the beginning, but that's okay. We're going to be doing a giveaway to share the show, to promote the show, and to share it with people that, I don't know, they feel like would like it. I started watching YouTube videos from this dude, Nero, and he said something that really resonated. It was so simple but profound. He's like, real meets real. And I thought about that. He's like, I don't need to tell you to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. And I was like, that is literally how I feel. Like, I just feel like when you bring something into the world that is true to you, you're like, I don't need to tell you what to do. Now, yeah, duh. Like, if you like it, subscribe. If you like it, share it with your friends. But it's almost like when you are just doing you almost don't even have to ask, but I want to turn this podcast and YouTube shenanigans into a party, because it's always more fun when we're partying, and you guys are my party people. And so I am going to be doing a giveaway, and there's going to be some criteria. I think we'll put it in the show notes of this episode so you can see it. If you're on my email list, you'll also see it, and I'll put all the links and stuff in the show notes of this. But really, I just want to say thank you because, yeah, like, appreciate you being here. So we're gonna be giving away a channel session with me and a few spots in something that I am creating for us, for the community. So that brings me to the next topic that I wanted to talk about today, and it just felt appropriate. I shared on my Instagram stories last night. Actually, I was like, guys, I gotta be honest. The last 2020, the last about 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. I've been in a mastermind in some capacity. And for those of you who don't know what a mastermind is, it's basically a group space. There's usually one, maybe a few leaders in the space. And there's a combination of group calls. There could be trainings or teachings. There could be in-person elements. But I've been in about 5 masterminds over the last 5 years, and have invested a lot of money in joining them. And I was so grateful that I did all of that. There was obviously ups and downs to all of them, but every single one of them, I can clearly say that there was such a beautiful takeaway. And what I've recognized, though, is within myself that I always join these spaces for the community and the accountability and just like the fun of it. Because when you are building something and, you're doing this online or maybe hybrid, like in person and online, like you're building a community online, but you're hosting events in person, or a combination, you're hosting retreats, you're doing stuff in person. It's like, it's really nice to be able to have a community that you can plug into that just gets it, and so I was paying a hefty price tag to join communities where I was really just there for the fun and the vibes. And I'm like, this is a little reckless. Like, I'm just being honest, I'm a fan of being delusional, but I think that there comes a time and a place to do something like that and to, meet your edge in that way. But I'm just kind of beyond that in my personal journey. And so I've been really feeling called to be part of communities. So first, I just signed up for a few gyms in my local area. They're like different ones, like Pilates and cardio. One is a trail running group. One is like strength. And I'm just kind of testing out the waters and meeting as many people as I can meet and seeing what aligns for me and feels good. I'm also starting to get more involved in entrepreneurial groups here locally in Colorado and in Boulder. And, but there's nothing that compares to the people that I have met on the internet, and I don't expect to meet all of the people in one place, right? There's a incredible community here in Boulder and in Denver, but I'm like, yeah, but there's also so many people I haven't met, and some of my best friends I've met online. And so I was like, I'm done with the high ticket mastermind thing. I'm not looking for somebody who's kind of like on a pedestal that's going to like teach, like, I'm good. I've loved them. I've learned so much about myself, how I want to show up, how I want to lead, what I want to build, what I don't want to build, which sometimes is the most important lessons. But I've always joined them for the community. And I don't think you need to spend $50,000, which is what I've done, every single time you want to join a mastermind. I just don't, Now that's probably an anomaly. I don't expect that anyone to do that. But I really have a core belief that you can meet really epic, high level, high frequency people in a way that doesn't crush you, you know? And, you know, I'm all for investing in yourself, you know, but I'm like, I really want like a low cost, but high frequency space. And I have never been in one of those. And so, and one that also has momentum and there's energy in it and it feels alive. It's not just like a dead group. And I didn't want to do it on Facebook. So last night on my story, I shared these sentiments and I had so many people respond and be like, bitch, you read my mind. Like, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been wanting, you know? And I feel this warm, fuzzy feeling around creating something like this. And, you know, I've been playing with this idea for months now, honestly. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. And last night when I put it out into the world and I shared it, I was met with such enthusiasm. And I genuinely do believe that as a collective, we really are craving that. You know, we just want our people and we really want to do things together. There is a collective, like there's a collective, like anti-pedestal movement also actively happening. And, you know, the intention with what I'm creating is like, it's an extension of this podcast and this YouTube community. It is truly a community. It is a space to connect with like-minded people. I am holding the energy in the space for it. I will be sharing some like channeled teachings around everything from trusting yourself and finding your voice and showing up authentically. And, you know, I also get channeled messages for the collective and I get channeled messages for my private clients. So I was like, why don't I do this in a more scalable way so I can bring y'all together? You know, we can fuck it up and hang out and have fun together. So that's what we're going to do. And you know, I haven't sorted out every single final detail, but I really feel like it's going to be a co-creative process. Right now I'm hosting a unhinged TikTok challenge where you post every day for 30 days and we have about 45 humans in there and it's been great. And, you know, I think that even just holding the energy of this space feels so amazing to me. I'm like, I just love being plugged in and connected to you in a more intimate way than me showing up and creating videos and creating content. It's a little bit one-sided. I want to be able to show up on Zoom with you all in a huge group and riff and have the chat be blowing up and emojiing and just get, you know, hype you up, but also create a space where you get to find your best friends, you know, because I'm like, I've never felt more at home. And it's because I have people in my life that I feel like I can be myself around and I don't have to try to be something I'm not or dim myself or not talk about the weird shit. Right. So, this is my idea. And I got this name, actually when I was kind of having a dance party with one of my past team members and I got the name channeled called The Green Room. And this was back in February. And I was like, the green room. I'm like, it's the fucking green room. The green room is a space where performers and singers and people here to be in the spotlight in whatever capacity that is, whether you have a podcast, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're a healer, you're a mystic, you're a leader, but you do have, you know, eyes on you. You have a brand of some sorts. You have a presence of some sorts where these people, they get ready and prepare before you show up on stage. And I was like, what a more perfect fucking name for this, because I do want it to be a very intentional, sacred, magical space where it's a bunch of us who know we're here to, you know, uplift the planet and change people's lives and just, you know, basically get paid to be ourselves. So that's what it's going to be. I envision that there will be merch. I envision that there will be events. I mean, we definitely will be having events, like live events. I want to do calls around the new and the full moons. I want to have a private Telegram community. I want to give first access and priority to all the live events, courses, merch, literally anything else that I do and you want to be a part of. And it is really like my little behind the scenes home, where you guys are just like my inner circle people. So yeah, that space, the green room, is going to be starting pretty much like now. I don't know that I'm going to do like a formal launch for it. I think I'm just going to talk about it and keep talking about it. And yeah, there's no like commitment. You don't have to join for a year. You can literally join for a month and be like, yeah, I don't like this. And yeah, like it's the most fucking chill space ever. It's basically just a space where you feel at home and safe, and it's really sustainable because of the price point. Okay. I'm going to charge $97 a month. And yeah, like I just want it to be something that's such a fucking no-brainer. You're like, oh yeah, duh. And you can be in it for years if you want. If I have it for years, I again, I don't know. All I know is that I am trusting that I kind of co-created this with spirit, and I actually really didn't want to do it. My ego was like, no. But my soul and my heart were like, you need to do this, Sam. And I feel like I'm like, okay, fine. You know, something I shared recently with a client is like, dude, you have to surrender to your assignment. And there's going to be times where sometimes your ego and whatever is going to be like, no, but your highest self is like, this is the thing. And yeah, like it was one of those things of like, oh, I feel like I'm God, and spirit is like using me, like working through me to create this. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know where it's going to go, but if you want to be part of it, we might have a link so you can check the show notes. You can also shoot me a DM on Instagram and I can send you the info and the link, or you can email my team, which will be in the show notes as well. So yeah, that's just like a little, I mean, I guess it's not little. It is like a big shift, evolution, expansion for me, because I think I've really gotten to the place now where I have no desire to outsource my power to anyone, and all I want to do is just be part of things that I love. And I'm really living my life in this frequency of joy and fun, and everything that I create is from a place of actual true abundance. And I'm not doing anything because I need to do it, or I'm not buying anything because I need it. I'm not doing anything or being part of anything because out of anything need or lack related. It is all from a place of true abundance. And, you know, I hope that you are also in that place. And if not, I encourage you to know that you are whole and complete and worthy and deserving right now as you are. And you don't need anything, you know? You don't need to join this. You don't need to listen to this podcast. You need to just trust yourself and know that you're enough. That's really what you need to do. But other than that, you don't need to do shit. You know, you get to go fuck around and live your life. So yeah, that feels like pretty much what I wanted to share on this first episode back. There's so much to share, of course, and I will be sharing a lot of episodes, and I will be peeling back the curtain into my personal life and kind of the evolution of the brand. I think we're going to do some behind the scenes business and brand building episodes where I kind of like peel back the curtain and share what's working, what's not working in real time. I don't think many people do that. I actually follow this dude on Facebook. His name's Sam. I just asked him if he wanted to be on the show, and he's built a YouTube agency. I think one of his biggest clients is Dave Asprey, and he's been documenting the journey of building his agency in public, and it's really fucking cool. And I was like, I want to do that. So I've been sending life updates to my newsletter. If you're not already on it, it's free to join. You can just jump on it. And I've been sharing more of those real life updates in real time, because I'm like, it's so nice. You don't have to pretend. You just get to do what you want to do, you know? And I don't know, you guys are receiving it well, so I'm excited, but it honestly just feels good for me. And so it's nice. But long story short, with that dude, Sam, who has the YouTube agency, I am going to have him on the show because I want to understand why in his intention, and also just the journey of publicly sharing what you're building. But it inspired me because I was like, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to share with you guys what's not working, what is working. I will do a full episode on like the evolution of voice and visibility being born July 1st and what's happened since then. It's almost been a full year, and the evolution of that. Even just how to trust yourself with those pivots. And, you know, I've hired like 10 people over the last year and shifted team. And, you know, it's challenging. It totally is. You have to have hard conversations. You have to it's things you don't want to do, but I don't know. It's like, you have to do it. You have to do it, or else you end up causing yourself a lot of pain. You can get yourself into financial ruin. It's just not good, you know? And I think oftentimes our life could be 100 times better if we just stopped avoiding hard conversations. So, yeah, there's a lot to share there. I also want to, of course, do some of these guest episodes. And then I will be doing some just like channeled messages if they come through, as they do. And I think that what we're going to do is have a hotline of some sorts, maybe, where you can call in and share kind of what you're navigating. It could be in business, it could be in life, it could be in relationship, whatever. And I will answer the questions live on the air, because chances are if you are going through it or navigating it, somebody else likely needs to hear the solution or what I'm discerning could be the thing. So yeah, I think we're going to be doing that, or a lot, like kind of having those questions come in from the green room. So I'll keep you posted on that. But you know, it's another reason to just be part of something. I feel just this huge fucking desire to give back in such a big way. And I'm stoked to show up and create as many videos as possible. It feels so fun. It feels exciting to do it in this way. The last thing I want to share, and then we'll wrap it up, is if you are in Colorado or you want to come to Colorado on August 8th, 8/8 of 2025, so in a few months, I will be hosting a day-long event here in Colorado in Boulder, and it will be for like the Lionsgate 0808 Abundance Portal, whatever. It's going to be for coaches, creatives, entrepreneurs, leaders, visionaries, mystics, witchy people, whatevs. But it's going to be a combination of fun, connection, expression, and really just gathering incredible people together. And it will be a combination of, I think it's going to be a combination of inside and outside. We're going to try to get some saunas, and some like cold plunge situation. We're going to be in nature, but then we're also going to have like a dance party, and then there'll be opportunity for connections, and I might do some channeling and speaking and all of that. So, but it'll be really a fun event. It will be a miniature version of what I want to do in 2026. So mark your calendars. 2026, 0808 2026 is a Saturday. And I am going to be hosting an event. I just contacted Red Rocks in Colorado. They have not responded to me yet. Just kidding. But I'm like, what if we rented out Red Rocks? Like, how fucking epic would that be if we hosted an event and it was all about raising your fucking frequency and showing up fully in your life, and we did it at Red Rocks? It's probably going to cost an arm and a leg, and I'm going to probably have to like raise capital for this because I don't have all this money just lying around to host an event out of pocket. But I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I just know that I am being called to host events, big events, fun events, events that do not require you to sit down the whole day. I need to move my body and then need to shake my butt a little, you know? So yeah, and get some sunshine. So please just mark your calendar, whether you want to join us for this year or next year or both. 0808, both years is the date. It's going to be so good. I just feel like all the people and places and things that need to come together will, and I'm really trusting that now that I'm rooted and I'm building community and I live in one place. It feels really refreshing. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. I love you. Let's go get fucking weird. Own your weird, show up in your weird. Just be your weirdest, most unapologetic self, because that is what is the most magnetic. Okay. As I sing to end this episode, I love you. Seriously. Thank you for being here. I hope that you know that, you are just like perfect as you are. Like truly, yeah, you're worthy and deserving right now. You're perfect as you are right now. I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's go get weird, and I will see you on the next one.